So basically these are what each of them give us at this point. Like this one's going to be really high in design. This is kind of your mix, so we'll go ahead and just send him out on it again. Generate some game reports. I will have to try to get to either 500 design or 500 technology with each of these. It's a very expensive thing, but the boost really does help majorly with really making sure you get a lot of extra design and technology in your game. Essentially, you activate it, and then from there, it will go ahead and boost it quite a bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to make one more game before we send people out again. Alright, so let's make this for everybody. Sci-fi. Adventure. We'll call this one Mass Effect. Though I guess Mass Effect would probably be more so on the RPG side, but they're shooting and stuff. And going through a storyline of sorts. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and put Angel in there. Yep, so there's a new handheld, so if we want to make any casual games, that's usually a pretty good way to go. So in this case, we're wondering if a sci-fi adventure game, if it's more about dialogue or level design. So I would probably go with dialogue. Oh no, adventure, I was thinking RPG, but we'll probably go with level design since it is an adventure. In fact, let's go and do some marketing as well. And we're going to try to do magazines, and unfortunately they kind of disagree with us, so it's probably going to hurt us a little bit, but that should be fine. Yeah, because we really need to get that technology raised a bit. The design is doing fantastic, but technology was kind of lacking there for a bit. Alright, so we have our 3D graphics version 4. which again is something we're going to need to make sure that we can get done as soon as possible. So it looks like we have yet another big hit game with a rating of 9 as an average, so that's going to be pretty good. So we'll go ahead and send everyone on vacation. That should give us the finances we need in order to make a few more games here. Because we're also going to build a new engine pretty soon. Usually when you build a new engine, that depletes quite a bit of cash. Yeah, so the version 4 is going to run us 100 points, so it's going to be quite expensive. Multi-genre will also be a very important one, because it allows us to toy around with a few different genres on it. Instead of just being only action, you can make it an action RPG. So probably what we'll do is do some contract work, because again, this will allow us to get a little bit additional research points. Yeah, because basically this is telling us that most of the time it's better to only publish games if you have 100,000 fans or more. This is kind of what I mentioned in one of the earlier videos, that usually publishing deals are good for exposing your company to everyone else. Usually if you get yourself some exposure through that, oftentimes it'll allow you to get the fans. So when you do self-publishing, it kind of gives you the ability to get more sales done. But even so, we're doing fairly well when it comes to sales. We're actually making quite a bit more than if we were going through one of the publishers at this point. Having the extra fans would be nice, but that's why we kind of did a lot of publishing deals earlier on, just to kind of give us that little bit of a following there. So let's see here. Let's do a couple more publishing deals here. Well, not publishing, but contract deals. Yeah, again, the convention won't matter too much since we don't have any actual games out and about right now. But this will be good for at least getting us possibly a few more fans. Yeah, let's do one more. Now, one thing I did learn, though, when playing this game is that sometimes what I did when I usually got a lot of extra money, sometimes I would just create game engines in order to get research. Though usually it's a costly route of doing it. Usually it's a little bit more simplistic than just developing a new game. So that's sometimes a good route to take as well. But as I said, that could be quite more costly. Whereas like games themselves, like we'll do. Yeah, we may just create another engine here. So to give you kind of an idea here, it ran us about 500k, and out of this we started with 76. So within a pretty short time we made, a little bit of research there. So it's not the most effective way of doing it. Usually games are a little bit better, because you at least make money out of it as well. But let's go ahead and make another post-apocalyptic world. And let's do RPG. We'll call this one Fallout 2. Well, it seems like the market share went up, but we'll go ahead and stick with the Xbox since we already have the rights on it. Alright, so let's go ahead and raise this a little bit. So, as you can see, games are usually a little bit better for research. Sometimes doing game engines is more just kind of the lazy route. If you do a couple of them, you can generally put it into action a little bit quicker instead of having to go through each of these screens. In fact, let's go ahead and market this as well. Just kind of increase hype a little bit. So it went up to 20 something, so not a very good game, but again, it's going to generate at least some sort of revenue, which is good. But the key thing is, since we got a lot more research on there, that's going to benefit us a lot more greatly as well. So we're going to generate that. And let's go ahead and get the version 4. And we'll give some sort of research with him, which will be yeah, we'll just do character progression. Maybe we can just do an RPG after this. So, looks like we made a little bit of money off that and got our version 4 now. And we'll send everyone on vacation.